Hello, I'd like to welcome you to Oakland County's Commissioner's Corner for District 9. My name is Kathy Crawford, and I was elected by the Novi residents for my second two-year term to be their voice in Oakland County government. So each month, our Commissioner Corner show, or my Commissioner Corner show, introduces you to interesting and knowledgeable guests who provide you with a lot of information. In fact, there may be information that you would want to find out more about, so I highly recommend that you get pencil and paper and keep it by your desk or wherever you watch TV so that you could write down numbers and contact people on your own. In addition, if there's a topic that you'd like to know more about or something that you're curious about that you think might have to do with county government, I'd like for you to give the SWAC studio a call, or else you could call the city of Novi and tell them that you would like to have a show on that particular subject. So without further ado, though, I want to introduce you to a guest that I'm very excited to have with us today, because I'm a real fan of economic development. So we have with us today Irene Spanos, who actually at the end of 2011, Brooks Patterson named you the Oakland County Director of Economic Development and Community Affairs. That's kind of correct. A long, big title for you. And it comes with a lot of responsibility, you know. It does. Along with the big title. Yes. So, to my point of view, there's nothing more important in Oakland County and Michigan, and Novi in particular, for new businesses and new jobs, as well as retaining the businesses that we have, which Absolutely. Is something we never really paid a lot of attention to. You know, we sort of left the business people alone and just concentrated on new business. But I was looking at your resume online, and it said that you have been a key player in developing our medical Main Street and emerging sectors, which I think is such a forward-thinking thing that when Brooks Patterson came up with this emerging sectors, and I'm sure it wasn't his idea alone, maybe he'd like to think it is, but he probably heard this is a good thing. And it makes sense to me to look at the businesses. You know, once the auto companies were going down, then Oakland County took a look at the businesses. What's the trend, right? I mean, is that Absolutely. How you did it?
Actually, you know, it was in 2004, before any sight of trouble in the automotive industry. Our county executive, L. Brooks Patterson, looked at the industry makeup of our community and said, we really need to diversify. We are too heavily invested in automotive, which we love our automotive companies. We love our automotive R&D and technology. But he was right. And so he charged us with finding what sectors make sense for Oakland County based on our workforce, based on our other existing businesses that we should target. And I'm happy to say this month we hit $2 billion in investment in emerging sectors. Wow. So $2 billion in investment, over 26,000 new jobs in these other sectors. And these sectors are, you know, oftentimes spun out from automotive, like the materials, you know, a lot of the composites that are going into the materials, into automobiles. Electronics, alternative energy,
it's all the ancillary IT. Businesses that support
and medical devices.
Companies.
We walk around and we see all these healthcare institutions that keep expanding in our community, in Novi, in throughout Oakland County, and these institutions are big buying opportunities for medical devices and other life science companies. So we have the assets here to build upon these, and now that the automotive industry is coming back too, we are in full force forward.
Well, I know when the medical industry actually moved into Novi, when Providence Park was built, and we began to see and we began to feel that they were using our available housing stock, you know, some that was available, and also they were providing, you know, then little businesses came that make canes or walkers or whatever. All of those ancillary businesses come with that. Sometimes you just think, well, doctors and nurses, or you think of the hospital, but there's all that other, like you said, that comes with it that really supports the community, you know, and a county. So I was really interested in that. Yeah. And I know that we have Henry Ford and we have Providence Park, and so medical Main Street, we get it, you know, here in Novi. We understand all that kind of stuff. One thing I wanted to tell you is that years ago, when a friend and I decided, you know what, we should start our own little business. we should make it a communication business. We were doing workshops and programs and writing little workbooks and everything. And so I happened to see a flyer from Oakland County that said, you need to know how to write a business plan. Well, I didn't even know there was such a thing. I thought, well, you know, we kind of know what we're going to do, but we didn't think it through, really. So she and I both decided, well, you know what, I guess we should probably find out a little bit about some basic information. And so we went over to Oakland County, over to Pontiac from Novi, and took a couple workshops on how to start your own small business and also how to write a business plan. It was the greatest and the cheapest information that we ever received, and it was so beneficial. So I know that you do a lot of workshops. Now, do you change them up? Are they the same ones all the time?
Absolutely.
What do you do?
Some of the basics we offer all the time, like how to write a business plan, some of the cash flow analysis, marketing, how to do research on your business before you open your business. Those are standards. But with times, you know, new opportunities come up, new needs come up for the small business. We're doing social media now for small businesses.
Twitter.
Yeah. Twitter, LinkedIn. We have those sessions that we're doing now on our workshops.
But Facebook, I mean, that really is great for a business, right?
Absolutely, and we teach the tools for small businesses so they don't have to go out and spend a lot of money or hire consultants. Simple things that they can do on their own and where they can get more information if that's something that is relevant to their business. Our Small Business Center is amazing. Whether you're thinking about starting a business or you're an existing business, we do business plan reviews there. So if you already have a business plan, we connect you to financing. So if there's, you know, SBA loan that you need to substantiate your business plan and bring it to fruition, we help through that entire process through our Small Business Center.
Yeah, I was looking through the listings here of some of the upcoming programs. The Venture Plan is going to be a 10-week series, and then also in March there's going to be Business Research, an Advanced Legal series, Hiring Personnel. So I mean, everything you would really want to know about your business, QuickBooks, how to use it.
Absolutely.
All of those kind of things are really important. So if a person wanted to know what classes were coming up and to see where they're offered. Now, are these classes only offered in Pontiac?
No, they are. Some of the classes are offered at different times of the day. Most of them are offered during the day, but some of them are offered in the evening. And we're trying to circulate the location of these workshops.
Like Novi Library?
Like Novi Library. We've had a couple of them there, and we're looking to have some more of them at different libraries, at different other organizations, so that people do have access to the workshops.
How about online? Can people take some of these classes online?
I don't think any of those workshops that are coming up are online. They're mostly, you know, a presenter, and then because a big portion of these workshops are the networking opportunity with the other business owners in there too. So we definitely want to capture that as well. But a lot of our workshops are on our website, advantageoakland.com. So you can go there and see every month what workshops are available every month. You can sign up for them there. You can also sign up for one-on-one counseling with our business consultants through the SBTDC office and through our Small Business Center. So a lot of that information is on our website, advantageoakland.com. If you click at the top.
AdvantageOakland.com.
Yes, and click at the top.
Okay, and if you can't remember AdvantageOakland.com, you could just go on the Oakland County you know,
website,
oak.gov or whatever.
oakgov.com and find us through there.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, I had some questions that I wanted to ask you. First of all, Novi is one of the few, well, I don't know, I shouldn't say few, but there's not a lot of municipalities that have their very own economic development person. And I like to think, you know, that when we saw, actually before there was even a downturn in the economy, Novi was very forward thinking. Which we decided to hire an economic development person. And I think that was really amazing at a time when a lot of people, and I know you come from a marketing background, so you probably understand this, that there might be some public outcry that says you're going to hire an employee when, you know, we're losing jobs and we're losing other things, and you're going to hire a person to help businesses. You know, it doesn't always compute with people, but could there ever be a better time to hire marketing people when you need to get the word out there and also
Absolutely.
hire economic professional, you know, somebody. And Ara Tapuzian told me that he is your favorite economic developer.
He is,
person. He's
absolutely.
That's what he said. He said that you have told him that he's your favorite.
I have told him that. Well, because we work so well together, you know, in bringing the county services and the city services when we do retention calls. At Oakland County, we have 7 business development reps that are out there meeting with existing businesses every year. It's forming the relationship. It's finding out what's new with their business. What are their challenges? Are there opportunities for us to address some of those challenges? Help them to grow, because it all starts with a job in economic development.
Right.
Create a job, you keep a home, you shop in the local areas, you raise your children, there are taxes for the schools. It all starts with a job. So
and the
that's
small businesses, really?
All jobs are important. And jobs come in the small businesses, large companies, foreign companies, which Novi is a very strong location for a lot of our Asian companies. And they love Novi. And
Good.
we want them to love Novi.
We do.
We want more of them to come and love Novi.
Yes, yeah.
So absolutely,
Okay.
every job is important.
Well, how can you help businesses in Novi, you know, with startup? I mean, what do you do? I know that you maybe are traveling, and some municipalities that have economic developers, they don't necessarily go on long trips and go to Germany and go all over trying to get people to come. So we have to rely on the county and the state
Absolutely.
to help us.
Absolutely.
You know, to bring
And that's
businesses
kind
to
of
us.
our role. You know, we're going to Japan this year. Obviously, Novi is going to be featured in those trips because of the high Japanese concentration.
Sure. We have a
the
school
Japanese
now, too,
school is
you know.
here.
Yeah.
You know, Providence has a special healthcare program for
Yes.
Japanese residents. You know, more of the Japanese healthcare mentality is incorporated in there. So those are all assets that we're going to use when we try to recruit additional Japanese companies to Oakland County. And once we recruit them to Oakland County, then obviously Novi, Farmington Hills, because there's already existing population there, there's already existing, people from their mother country. They tend to locate there and buy houses there and, you know, live close by other neighbors.
So just to give me an idea, you know, sort of take me with you vicariously on your trip. When you go to Japan, for example, I'm sure you take all the information or maybe a PowerPoint presentation, or you sit down with other business leaders that already know they're going to be sending their businesses to the U.S. And is that what you do? And you sort of trot out all the advantages of the county?
Through our relationships that we form with the companies that we're trying to attract here and the companies that we have here already, we go and we talk about when they're ready to come to the U.S. And oftentimes we're competing against other states. Here's a county that's competing against other states. But we've been very successful. I mean, because we go there, we address their needs, we make the connections that are needed to make so that when they come here, they are successful and they succeed here. And that, you know, spurs word of mouth, and other companies, we get referrals from companies we've worked with already here. And that's, I think, the greatest compliment.
So you also work alongside the state. I mean, are you all going to the same places, or is the state going to India, for example, and you're going to, do you talk to each other so that everybody knows what the other's doing?
Absolutely. We just had a meeting with the MEDC salespeople, with our salespeople this last Friday, to talk about where we want to go in 2013 and where they're going in 2013. And if there's overlap, let's partner together. And when there is opportunity to partner, we do partner with the state, because when we're outside of the United States, we sell Michigan. We have to sell the state first before we can sell Oakland County.
Yeah.
We just, once they decide on Michigan, we hope they land in our area, which they have. So we're pretty fortunate in that respect.
Well, I know I came over to the county at a workshop that was where Pure Michigan was there. And I guess when Pure Michigan, when the whole slogan and everything came out, I thought, well, I don't get it. I didn't buy into it. But now everything is Pure Michigan, and I love it.
Right.
You know, all of the commercials and Buy Michigan, how important that is. And now I'm a real fan of Buying Michigan.
Oh, and you asked how we can help the Novi businesses. The very basic thing they should do is go on the Michigan Advantage website and register their business under the Pure Michigan Business Connect. This is Governor Schneider's new initiative to help bring more business to Michigan businesses. So large corporations like Meijer, Kroger, Coca-Cola, DTE, Consumers Energy, they've all committed to looking at Michigan vendors first before going outside of Michigan. They've committed millions of dollars to spend in our state. Anything from ink, toner cartridges to engineering services. So and I know the governor is really pushing to put all their businesses in that Pure Michigan Business Connect, because we're seeing more and more matchmaking happening.
Good.
In that. And more work coming for our businesses, which more work for our businesses means more jobs.
Right. I mean, last year I know that Michigan State had done a study, and I think they're still probably updating it and all that, but they had done a study that if each individual in Michigan would just spend $10 on buying Michigan products, right, that it would bring over $58 million into Michigan's economy every single week, I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's incredible.
Those are numbers.
$10 is all we'd have to spend.
And we have some great companies here. We've got some great cosmetics companies here. We've got some great food companies here. We've got some great, you know, home accessory companies that are making products here in our community. In Oakland
we should
County.
Support our own businesses. So anyway, how does Oakland County, working with Novi right now, I mean, and in the future, how can we help create a good economic development practice and encourage more businesses to locate here?
Oh, I think you have the assets that are here already in Novi. Mm-hmm. So it's a matter of marketing those assets to the prospects that we have. In 2012, we got 119 new prospects in Oakland County. These are companies that are expanding or locating in Oakland County. Some of them are very small, you know, European companies with 2 people in their technical office. Some of them are very large. But 119 companies we are working with currently that are new this last year, and, you know, working with ARA and working with the city of Novi to make sure we find the appropriate building for them and the appropriate workforce for them is what's going to sell those people to come to Novi and throughout Oakland County.
Well, I know that ARA, our economic development person here in Novi, he also does retention calls to businesses. Mm-hmm. And that really, I think, has been a great thing. Oh, yeah. Because you have some businesses that are struggling, and if there's some small thing that they can recommend, or there's some kind of help that they can give, or an
introduction to a future customer of theirs.
And do you do that in the county as well?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We want to encourage more inter-county activity. We have some of the best companies. I mean, home to 900 foreign-owned firms, home to 50% of the global Fortune 500 companies. There's a lot of products and services in Oakland County. So if we can help them find vendors and suppliers in Oakland County, we're happy to do that.
So not only is the business coming, but you have that trickle-down effect of the families moving here.
Oh, yeah.
And
we do a lot of hand-holding with the families too, because the school system is very important to these companies when they locate. And we're fortunate in Oakland County that we have such a great school system, and that's an easy sell for us. When they get down to the level of where they want to live, we're doing these international series of international CEOs and having them talk about why they chose Oakland County and our various communities. And one thing that keeps coming up in their reasoning is they want to live in Oakland County. Oh, I know. You know, they want their children to go to Oakland County schools. So that, you know, and all those videos are available on our YouTube channel, AdvantageOakland.com. YouTube.
You have a YouTube channel.
We do. We're using our businesses and our residents to help promote us. And it's better coming from their mouth than us, because we're the salespeople for Oakland County. But to hear it from you know, the CFO from Robert Bosch saying why they located 2 locations in Oakland County, that's a more powerful statement. And so we're doing more of those.
I find it so fascinating in a way, as a person who was born in Novi and I lived in Novi all of my life, and it's been a long life so far. And I find it fascinating when I was growing up, I didn't know anybody different than me, white, Anglo-Saxon, Protestant. My grandson, who is going to school here, and when he was in elementary school, he's in middle school now, or not middle school, but he's in the intermediary group. But when I went to some of his events and everything, and I found it fascinating that he was really in the minority. The kids in his classes were Hispanic, and they were Japanese, and they were
that's a global education right here in Novi.
Unbelievable.
You get to learn about all these cultures.
How lucky
are they? It gives our students a competitive advantage in a global environment, just having relationship and being friends with these. I mean, we have the highest concentration of Chinese residents in the entire state of Michigan live in Oakland County. 32 Chinese businesses, the most than anywhere else.
Well, we even started our own Asian Pacific Senior Center with our senior center. When I was a senior director, we started that because a lot of the families that come, if they're Chinese in particular, they bring their elderly parents with them. And here are people that are totally uprooted with no language, you know, they didn't know the language, they didn't know. So we have American seniors teaching Chinese seniors about the money and about the songs. I mean, and when you see them singing, they always would put on a little performance for us. It's amazing them singing the Star Spangled Banner, and they maybe couldn't speak English, but yeah, it's really great. And the two working together like that, it would bring tears to your eyes. So
that is wonderful.
A couple of things that I really was interested in, and I'd like to know how, if there's been anything with the new legislation, the right to work legislation, how does that translate into leads, for example, and what are you hearing from the business community about that legislation?
Well, I can cite two examples, a Japanese company and a Chinese company that we did not make the short list because we were not right to work state. And once they found out that the legislation passed, we got a call, and now they're looking at sites in Oakland County. Those are two examples. I think it's going to take some time to see the results of it.
Because it's so new. Yeah.
But the fact that two of our prospects that had said we're not looking at Michigan, we're looking at the southeast part of the United States because of, you know, labor issues. Not that they're afraid of it, they just
didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, if they can avoid it, it's easier for them.
Yeah.
So, but now, you know, those calls came in immediately, and our business development reps are working on both those projects.
Wow. Which
we were not, and one of them is 1,800 new jobs.
Wow, that's a lot.
That's a lot of jobs
that
we wouldn't have even had the opportunity to sell Michigan without this new legislation. So
you're really kind of tactfully putting that out there, you know, and letting people
they know. It's amazing.
I'm sure there's a big pipeline.
Yeah,
you know.
we don't need to mention it. They're calling us saying, hey, is it true, mostly, because they're shocked at it. But yeah, we're seeing.
The other thing I want to find out is this Regional Transportation Authority, the RTA, now this has been passed. What will happen with Oakland County? How will that affect Oakland County?
Well, it's more about getting workers to potential jobs and really broadening the economic base for our employers. Some of our employers, you know, their employees, you know, some of the factories in Southfield, in Ferndale, in Oak Park, in Troy, their workers rely on public transportation to get to work. So having a reliable transportation system for our businesses to make sure their workforce shows up every day is something that's important to us because it's important to our businesses.
And I know there'll be some people in Novi that say, well, if there's going to be a train that's going to go down Woodward, what does that mean to Novi? How does that help us? Well, and I know you have to think big picture here, but I mean, what would you tell them? You have to look at the region.
You have to look at the region. And if it goes, right now it's only up until, I think, 8 Mile. They're talking about the M1 rail. But, you know, funding is a big part of that. How are we going to pay for it? Those are all things and how are we going to maintain it? And those are things that they're still working out. But when you look at, you know, the region, some people like to see the region as Woodward, as the middle of, like, a downtown.
Because it goes through so many communities.
Right. But if you build upon that, you look beyond that, it reaches out further. If you have a strong basis in that downtown area, then businesses and residents and activity spurs out from that. So the more economic development you have on that corridor, the better the reach will be out.
So those of us that are in the Southwest really would still benefit.
Oh, I believe so.
The same way with the bridge, I would
Absolutely.
assume. Same kind of
thing.
Yeah,
the bridge isn't in our county, but our businesses are going to benefit by transporting goods more easily and more cost effectively. Absolutely. If our businesses benefit, then our workers benefit and our residents benefit because their jobs are more secure and there are more jobs for our students and our young people to continue to remain here.
Yeah, to stay here. And I know that's important to you because you have like a 3 or 4-year-old, don't you? And another.
I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Do you ever see them?
I do. Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things the emerging sectors, I'm still kind of fixated on that. How is it coming along now with the, and what about the automotive? You know, what's happening that's
right now
optimistic?
Now, all the automotive R&D centers that we have in Oakland County are expanding.
Oh, they're expanding.
We are working with, I can say almost every single one of them. The problem is finding engineers.
Oh.
That's the problem. And so there's this
the right type of engineer.
Right.
Because I know a lot of them that were laid off, you know, would love to be rehired, but maybe they don't have the credentials.
Well, and, you know, a lot of mechanical, a lot of electronics, and a lot of software engineers, because the automobiles today, you know, with the infotainment and all the electronics, those are the types of engineers they need. But I read a recent statistic that for every engineer out there right now, there are 5 open positions for them.
Really?
Yes. So that is a need. And that's why Oakland County is participating in the state's Michigan events that are going to different cities across the U.S. and recruiting Michiganders back to Michigan.
Good.
So we're going to Palo Alto, we're going to Chicago, we're going to Austin, Texas, and saying, hey, you have ties in Michigan, you have family in Michigan, you went to school in Michigan, come on back, we have jobs here in Michigan. So that is very exciting, and they want to come back. They see the revival of our state, they see the revival of our community, and they see these good paying jobs, and so they're interested, they're coming back.
Good. Well, we want them to come back. And Medical Main Street is really progressing even more, because I know the Oakland University now has a full program for doctors and nurses, or is it just nurses nursing there?
They have a nursing program, and through the medical school that they have there, and
which
through
is
their
really needed.
Absolutely, and the incubator there, OU Incubator, is working on commercializing a lot of medical technologies. We have physicians.
So we don't mean babies in an incubator.
No, technologies, incubator, business incubators.
Yeah, so you talk that way, but to the average person.
Absolutely, that's a good point.
So,
but we have these physicians that come in with like 17 patents, and they want to commercialize it. And this is like game-changing technology for treatment of different ailments, from spine technology to oncology. And so we're working with them at the incubator to help them commercialize the technology, bring it to market, and then either sell it to a large company or start a new business and create new jobs through this technology.
Great.
And
well, what do you see for 2013? I mean, we are
busy.
You know, what is it that's going to be the big business out there, and what you know, are you optimistic?
I'm very optimistic, just in seeing what we're involved with right now, in terms of, you know, even, you know, the trades, addressing some of the trades shortages that our companies are facing. We're going to be launching an mitradeschool.org, which is a portal of all training of skilled trades in the region.
Which is really needed a lot, right?
Absolutely, where parents can go and learn about positions in skilled trades, and how much they make, how many, you know, what type of companies hire those people, because it's an education process. And for people that are interested in getting in the trades, what jobs are available, where do I go get training, and for employers that need to train. So we're addressing, I'm very optimistic about 2013 in terms of creating jobs in Oakland County, in terms of you know, keeping our young people in our downtowns. We just had another community join our Main Street program for our downtown revitalization, because that's what keeps the young people. Young people want to live in a downtown area.
I know.
So our 13 downtowns, Birmingham just joined as an associate a member of our Main Street program. The jobs, our trade missions, our conferences, our Medical Main Street Conference is set for November 6th through the 8th.
Oh,
where we're looking at medical devices and IT and the convergence of those technologies in healthcare. It's going to be very interesting.
Wow.
There's a lot going on.
I know there's a lot going on, and I know there's a lot more. I would love to have you back sometime, so you can tell us, you know, tell the audience out there what businesses we should tell our grandchildren to go into. You know, what is the big business and all those kind of things. There's so much information that I think is really important for people to know about, particularly by Michigan. You know, and support local businesses, you know, is the big message. So I would love to have you come back sometime and tell us more.
Thank you for having me today.
And I want to thank the viewing audience for joining in today, and I hope that you'll join us for our next show, where we're going to have the Sheriff Bouchard, the Oakland County Sheriff, is going to be here, and he'll have a lot of information to share with us as well. So thank you for tuning in today. Appreciate it.